This is the story of a girl named Misfortune, who's about to have a very, very interesting day.
Excuse me?
Yes, Misfortune?
Mr. Voice, do you want to play dolls with me?
I'm a little busy today.
Oh, alright. I understand.
I have a game, actually, Misfortune, that I think you'll enjoy. Would you like to play my game?
Okay.
Wonderful. It goes like this. Misfortune, every choice has consequences. And in this game, there's really just one rule. That you play until the end once it commences.
If I win, then you will give me something cool?
Yes, complete my game and yes, you'll be rewarded. Eternal happiness, my dear, will be your prize. Keep this part on the down low, but what Misfortune doesn't know is that today is the day. The day that she dies.
I can hear you, you know.
Oh, I was just, talking with myself.
About me dying?
Of course not. I was just about to tell you that the first part of the game is to leave your room.
Okay, but can I bring a toy?
I don't see why not. Which would you like? The first part of our game is rather simple. Just cross this road and reach the other side. A piece of cake for someone young and nimble.
But Mr. Voice, you said today I die.
Quiet, there's a fox ahead, Misfortune. A fox cannot be trusted, so says I. Observe his evil regimen.
I think his name is Benjamin.
Well, this is the day. The day that he died.
Hi, Benjamin.
What are you doing?
You're very handsome. Benjamin, no, come back!
Misfortune, you must stay away from that fox. He is not to be trusted.
Okay.
Now, buried here, you'll find eternal happiness. Hidden in a tiny golden box.
Oh no, I only found a little crapness.
It seems the prize was stolen by that fox. Here, use this fox repellent, and when we find him, you can spray his nasty face straight in the eye.
But I do not want to hurt him.
There he is. Go on and squirt him, or today is the day. The day that you die.
Ouch! Benjamin got me.
Misfortune, you aimed the wrong way.
Oh, Benjamin, your paws are so soft.
Stop touching him.
No, Benjamin loves me. I don't want to play your game anymore.
You don't get a choice. Now spray that fox and take the eternal happiness.
Benjamin and I are going home.
So you're breaking the rules then? I don't think so. You haven't reached the ending yet, Misfortune. There's still a lot of fun we haven't had. I don't accept surrender or abortion. And your attitude has frankly made me mad. That fox cannot protect you for forever. And I will not be defeated or defied. So come back and play my game, or I avow by heaven's name that yes, today is the day. The day you will die.
Hey, Benjamin, inside. Mommy? Hello? Where is anybody?
I'm still here.
Go away. I don't want to play with you.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Today is the day that you die. Today is the day that you die. Today is the day that you die. There you are.
Protect us, Stoney.
That ugly rock is no more alive than you'll be after I rip out your ha!
Happiness to the corpse.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, back to Replayed, where today,
Hopefully you enjoyed watching a little recap of the musical. We're doing comments from. What are we? I didn't see it. What was it? I wasn't paying attention.
We're reading some of the comments from The Day That You Die, A Little Misfortune Song.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I'm glad I'm here for this one.
You were in this one. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Okay, good.
Actually.
Yeah.
So hopefully our sound is good, our picture is good. Hopefully you guys, again, caught that little recap. Maybe it provoked some questions. We have pulled 10 of our favorite comments from the Day That You Die video over on Random Encounters. But we will also be accepting some of your questions about making it and the game and things like that from you guys here in the chat today as well. We'll probably be doing this for what, like an hour?
Probably about an hour, yeah.
About an hour? Yeah. So, is there any other announcement before we get started? Or do I just get started?
We could introduce ourselves.
What?
Other than that.
We could do that? All right, well, Gwen already blew my cover. Hey, everybody, I'm AJ, and I play Benjamin the Fox in The Day That You Die, A Little Misfortune Song. I know, you can't recognize me without the ears and the nose, the tail.
And I'm Gwen. I played Misfortune in Our Little Misfortune Song.
You're the star!
I'm the little girl that's trying to avoid death for 6 minutes. 4
I was
minutes?
just questioning if the star is actually the one that's not here today.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can introduce him if you want. But
I guess I can. The person who's not here is the Stupendium, who was the voice of Mr. Voice. Which him and I kind of share that role together. He was the better part of it. he was the voice, which is the great part of it, and I was the physical version of Morgo when he shows up
You're
at
the
the
actor
end.
on set that
Yes,
walks in
I'm the one that
wearing a
gets hit
costume.
in the face with Stoney and has a dance battle
was
with him in
great.
the alternate ending.
It was like the perfect
Yeah.
hit. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Cool. Okay. Well, other than missing Stupendium today, which if I gotten on the phone with him a little bit sooner, maybe we could have actually worked something out.
But either way,
wasn't thinking about it.
You can go and tell him
He did an
on
awesome job.
Twitter or on his YouTube or anywhere what an awesome job he did. And he's also
it.
got, does he have 3 Animal Crossing musicals out at the moment?
He does.
That if you have not seen yet, they're so well worth it. And so after this stream, go ahead and go check out Greg's channel, the Stupendium's channel. Say hi to him and let him know what an awesome job he did in this.
To be fair, everything he's got in there is awesome. So not just Animal Crossing stuff,
It's
but that's
true.
some of our favorite stuff. So anyway, don't have him here today, but he did an amazing job, and we know that some of you guys probably would have liked to have him here because I know there are a few comments about his awesome performance in this too. We'll see what we can get through of our 10, and of course some of yours here live as well.
If you see me looking down, it's because I have computer on my lap and I
There
am
it
paying
is.
attention to you guys.
There it is. Okay. Shall I kick us off with number 10, and then we'll... Okay. We'll give everybody time to ruminate a little bit, find some good comments that you want to bring to the surface and ask us about. Okay, so number 10, the cool cosplayer. You guys can't hide that bendy plush from me, the human Easter egg searcher. Searching human Easter eggs.
that sounds like something Zipper makes.
The human Easter egg searcher.
Turn them into Easter
But that's a good eye. Yes, there was a bendy plush in Misfortune's room, and yeah, it's not an accident. We knew some people were gonna really like catching things like that. Those little details.
That Bendy plush was actually sent to us too by the Meatley. I'm like, what's his name?
Yeah, Mr. Meatley.
Mr. Meatley. So
Mr. Meatley.
of course we're gonna throw it in there when Misfortune needs a bunch of toys.
Yeah.
Bendy. Whoop.
Yeah, he's a classic cartoon character. You might see something like that.
I was going to say, didn't we also use, he sent us like a bunch of ink slime, and didn't we also
did.
use that down in the kitchen scene?
Yes.
I think we
It
did.
was like dripping down the fridge horribly.
Yeah, I feel like you do see it in there too. Yeah.
So
Weirdly, yeah,
there's
couple
there's
bendy,
a lot of bendy stuff.
yeah, collab
Including me.
going on there.
I'm bendy.
Some nice bendy references. You are the bendiest of us. If Matt Pat was here, he'd be bendier than you.
Oh, it's true.
Number 9 from the Ultimate Oreo. Did you? There's a time code. 136. Did you film Resident Enos Monster Gulch there?
136. I would say we have to pull up the video, but I don't think we do even.
I'm pretty sure that when I pulled this, I time coded it, and it's when she's first leaving her house, crossing the road, and you see like trees and stuff behind her.
How would somebody know that? Like, I don't even think you see them like in Resident Enos. Like,
Yeah, I would have assumed they were talking about the scene with Benjamin the Fox.
Well,
Because that's closer.
both
right?
of those are in that location.
They're in that
and
area.
so was Resident Enos Monster Gulch. So the answer is yes. I am blown away. How did
It's
someone figure that out?
It's also the area where Baldy took his camping trip.
That's true. All these things happen in Monster Gulch. It's kind of spooky.
I'm not sure how many more times we're gonna film there though, because one of the things that happened on this film shoot is that nice river that Mark carries Enos across is a little higher now because they've rearranged some of the rocks and things. And when we went to cross over it to get our scenes on the other side, the Fox ritual scene, it was not easy to cross. We waded through it, and it came up above my knees.
Yeah, a couple of our oxen died.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It was
Fording that river is gotten a little tough. So
Yeah.
unless they put a bridge up or they rebalance the dams in the river, I'm not
Maybe
sure
we
we
should
can
put
get
our
across
own
that.
bridge up.
We should get like a little floaty boat.
Oh, like
And,
raft
like-
across?
We
That
could bring
would
a
be
carpet
fun.
with us.
A carpet?
What?
A magic carpet with flies?
I didn't think of this before I said it.
Like, wait, I don't get it.
I was like, it'd be good to lay down for when there's like areas where there's, too much water. I'm like, but it wouldn't. My brain. All right.
So a bridge. We should bring a
Brain
bridge.
cells. I've lost so many.
We're gonna bring a boat, a bridge, or a carpet. Whichever one we decide will work
All
the best.
three.
Yeah, we need to make a disclaimer that today our air conditioning is not on. So if we look a little sweaty and stuff, it's because it's the middle of summer. It's like 100 degrees. Yeah, we're losing some brain cells.
To be
up
fair,
here.
it's
Nobody
not on because
slept.
it's broken, not because we're like.
I
We're gonna,
refuse to use it.
We're gonna turn it.
Really, I feel like the disclaimer should be: it broke last night, and all of us had to sleep in the heat, and it didn't go super well.
Sleep.
So
Not a lot
we're
of
making
sleep
mistakes like thinking carpets can be bridges.
What if we bring a vacuum and suck up
Suck
all
up
the
all
water?
the water. I like it. What if we take Scapelli, we put him in the vacuum, and then we vacuum up all the
What
water
if
so
we
he
take
drowns in the
Scapelli
vacuum?
and we put his body on the water and we walk
We
over?
raft across on Scapelli's body.
Goodness.
If there are questions in the chat, we can hit some of those too. Or you can do the third one before we do them.
Yeah, let's do one more, and I
Alright.
feel like.
Not to distract
I've got
you.
at least one I wanna.
Ooh.
Let me
You're up to there.
Haha. Sharky123 said, "Is it just me, or when Misfortune and Benjamin was on the bus driver was Mr. Voice?"
Okay, I see what's going on here. It's because they're both skeletons.
Yes.
But that does not make one skeleton another skeleton. They're different skeletons.
Yes. So when we were putting together this musical, we were trying to make as many references to the game as possible. And one of the ones we really liked was the death character in the boat.
The ferryman.
The ferryman, yeah. And Misfortune talking so much that he dives overboard, and they're like, little ladies shouldn't be talking this much. And it's cute. So we wanted a really fast scene of some kind of driver or guide who had Misfortune talking his ear off and then jumped out. It's pretty hard to catch, though. You have to kind of go back for the scene, and you'll notice a lot of hand motions from Little Misfortune. It's because she's talking, she's being herself, telling a great story. I don't even remember what story I was telling. It was pretty ridiculous.
Might be in the bloopers. I just think it's, I hadn't thought about the fact that you do have multiple skeleton characters. One big difference is Mr. Voice is supposed to have more of like a deer or a moose kind of skull. But we didn't really have that, so we had a pretty human-looking skull.
But the bus driver didn't have antlers.
Yeah, but they have first of all, he's through a bus window.
It's
at
hard
night,
to see, yeah.
And then when he jumps out, where you can see him, he's like a blur. So I get that is the other defining thing that unfortunately is really hard to tell. So I can see the confusion of somebody thinking that maybe Mr. Voice was driving the bus, jumps out, gets run over, and then shows up to kill them. Not what happened, but I can see how there'd be confusion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about who the bus driver is?
Oh.
The bus
who is
driver.
The bus driver?
Who is the bus
The
driver?
bus driver is our
Reveal.
good skeleton pal Eisenstein.
Eisenstein McBones.
I'm trying to think of the most notable thing they may have seen him in.
Well, he's a member of the Ooh.
He's a member of the Ooh crew with the beard and the giant crazy snake.
Uh-huh.
He's the one that goes, meat sack.
That's true.
He was hanging up in Ganondorf's dungeon.
That's
Yes.
true. Yep, he has a cameo there.
He's been on set in our Sally Face musical, hanging up in their dungeon.
Yeah. I've been trying to,
Yeah, I was trying to think if he had any more prominent.
I'm not.
The Ooh crew might have been one of his more prominent things.
Yeah.
strangely.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of attention these days. In the old days, he did.
But he is a super old invention. He's not quite as old as the beard, right? But he's from before Random Encounters.
Yes. That's all correct. Everything you just said is correct.
I'm good at this, guys.
Yeah.
But he's fun. He used to have his own series where he was AJ's roommate, and they got on okay.
Well, you know what's funny is I'm pretty sure we basically adopted him to Ganondorf's roommate instead.
Really?
So, yes, for example, in the K. Rollway it ends with Ganondorf watching TV, and Eisenstein is watching with him. When you watch Ganon Claus, Ganondorf is like a mall Santa, and Eisenstein is his elf. And when you watch the Wind Waker song, Tales of the Wind Waker, Ganondorf is playing the game at the end, and he's frustrated, it's inaccurate, and Eisenstein is playing it with him. So it's like Eisenstein is his little sidekick that like apparently lives with Ganondorf in our universe. Now he's like a Stelphos kind of thing, but
I'm glad Ganon has a friend.
it's his only friend. He has no other friends, but Eisenstein is there for him. And those are his most prominent things because he always talks when he's with Ganondorf. Almost always.
But does he still live with Ganondorf, or is he now living with the Ooh Crew?
No, I think
It's
he
like
lives
a
with
side
Ganondorf.
gig.
Yeah. He can do both.
It's true.
Yeah. What do we got in the chat today?
So in the chat, Rosemaryspark asked, did you guys make the costumes or did you order them online?
Oh, you'd love to talk about the
I
costumes.
would love to
wouldn't
talk
you?
about the costumes. That's
Good.
why I have this question.
Good.
So it's about half and half on this project, actually. We ordered Benjamin's hoodie and his bag and his pants and all that. He was mostly ordered, other than I made his tail, which was actually super easy. Tails are like the simplest thing you can sew,
And if
really.
you want your own version of Benjamin's hoodie, those I think we got on Amazon.
We did.
You can buy one from Amazon.com.
I'm pretty sure you just search for Fox City and it'll show up. All of Morgo was bought, except we made his little hooves for the front of his shoes. And then this Misfortune, her hat and her pants and her boots were bought, but her coat I made actually completely from scratch. And when I say from scratch, I actually had to sew all the stripes onto it.
You didn't even have a fabric with a pattern to use?
It had a pattern. It was like green plaid, but it had no
Oh.
white. And so I was like, I could put white on this. It took a long time, guys, and I would do it differently now. But it was a
Sounds
lot
like
of fun.
so much more work than we ever would have
Sounds
done.
like, yeah, I would have.
Wow.
Back in the early days and college days, I would have gotten like some duct tape.
Yeah, magic marker and be like...
It ended up being fine because in order to make it like stiff like a coat is, I
Yeah.
had to quilt it anyway. So I was
Okay.
gonna have to like sew those lines anyway. I just made sure that they were white instead of like a matching color.
I'll take your word for it.
It was. It was
I don't
super
speak
fun.
sewing.
It's still one of my like favorite things I've ever made for the channel, just because it ended up very, very accurate, and I'm pleased. Even down to I put the like design on the collar, which I probably shouldn't have done. It took about a half an hour extra that I should have been doing something else. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was like the closest I got to really feeling like a legit cosplayer.
You wore that? Did you? Am I mistaken? Did you bring that to one of our conventions?
I did. I did.
Okay.
And I would do it
You
again.
met fans wearing that. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Because I wore the Benjamin outfit for that too. What made you decide, by the way, to sew a coat instead of just buying one online and modifying things?
So basically there were two things. One, I couldn't find something online that I thought looked really, really accurate. Like there weren't things that were green and white plaid. There weren't
Obviously
with,
what you
like, a
got
white
wasn't
collar.
either.
No, it wasn't, but
Yeah.
I made it closer.
Yeah.
So the patterning I couldn't get really right, and also to get something in my size, it ended up very shaped for an adult person. Obviously,
Shapely.
I'm an adult.
Has curves for figures.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
like we want to show that there's a waist and like hips
Uh-huh.
and like things like that. And I was like, but this is an 8-year-old girl. I'd really prefer that this looked like a coat an 8-year-old girl would wear.
Just
So,
oversized and
completely huge,
yeah,
like drowning in
proportionally,
it.
yeah.
And so I decided, since my goal was to make it not fitted anyway, it was going to be decently easy to make my own coat.
That is very clever of you.
It worked out. I enjoyed it.
It looks good, I have to say. It is one of the most game accurate things, I think, on the whole channel, so good for you. Good for you. People noticed.
I'm proud of it. And somebody at some point asked me whether or not it operates as a real coat, and it does. It's warm. So if I wanted to wear it during the winter, I could.
Unfortunately, we're not in the winter
It's
right
too
now.
hot right now.
Yeah. Is there another question you want to get to there, or do you want me to read one of these?
Why don't you go on to one more? I think
All right.
there's
So
another
we're
one.
on question number 7, I believe, because this was 10, 9, 8. Yes. All right. I'm sorry. It's not even a question. It's a comment. Comment number 7 from Neffenjo, who is a moderator here on Random Encounters.
What?
I had my Ari playlist on shuffle earlier, and it played the Zubat song and this song back to back. When this one started playing, I was concerned for 3 to 5 seconds that it was repeating the Zubat song before I realized the intro was slightly different than the one I just heard. Therefore, it was indeed a different song. Too long, didn't read. This song and the Zubat song have a very similar sounding intro. Yeah, they actually do. It's funny. It's not even the first time this has happened. There are a few songs on the channel where you can easily confuse one with another just by listening to like 2 or 3 seconds. I fully expect one day Gwen is going to do a game where she plays 2 seconds of music and stops it and makes us figure out which of the 100-something random encounter songs we just heard 2 seconds of. And we're going to be like, that could be like 4 different songs. Let us know in the chat down here if you've noticed that before about any of our other songs that you think sound kind of the same, even just for a moment or two before, obviously they're different, but maybe just for a second or two, they sound the same.
That sounds like something Gwen would do.
Right? Doesn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't like
Sounds
to
like
troll
her
you
thing.
guys at all.
Yeah. I like that Neff, though, has already taken Zubat and The Day That You Die and gone, they sound kind of the same if you listen to just the intro.
We have another question from the chat real quick.
Sure, yeah.
Not suspicious whatsoever says, how long did it take to create Little Misfortune's room? Which is funny, because we're sitting in it
We're
right
in
now.
it right now. This is it.
What?
This is the place. This is the room where it happened. The room where it happened. Yeah, so it probably only took us a day, 2 days maybe. What would you say was the most complicated part, Nate? Because we had to do a lot of things to make this look like Misfortune's room.
A couple things, I think. One, the wallpaper she had. I don't know. I'm looking at the TV. Look at the camera. The wallpaper.
I'm watching TV. There's nothing good on.
The wallpaper that she has is technically wrapping paper. We didn't have real wallpaper or anything, but the wrapping paper looked really good. It looked kind of old and like 70s, and I don't know.
Yeah.
So we had to tape that up, and then I'm like, watching see what this cat does back here.
Yeah, there's a cat hiding in this now.
And I think another hard part was actually creating the window. I feel like the window in her room was hard to make because we had to like use our fake walls in a certain way where we could create just a square window and put a curtain up and
getting the curtain rod and finding a way to attach things onto a wall that's not real, I think was one of the biggest challenges there.
Yeah, I think we had these fake walls behind the wallpaper, and they're not the easiest to put little hooks into.
No,
not at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the big things that you see in the bloopers was like even the sky behind the window was not very far behind because of the space that we had. So we had a lot of instances of being like, Benjamin, you're moving the sky again, and having to redo something because obviously the sky should not be moving.
Yeah. Well, honestly, even if we wanted to scoot it back, we didn't have a big enough like blue, sheet, or screen to be able to put up that would actually, cover different angles of the camera. All it takes is 2 feet one way or the other. And it's just like watching a play on stage. If you move out from the center to either of the sides of the room, you start to look off stage. You can kind of see people walking on stage and walking back off again. We have the same problem in video where you move the camera a little too far. You can see the people leave, stage basically, and you're like, uh-oh, I'm looking backstage now. And the people putting on their costumes and stuff.
I was going to say, part of I think why Misfortune's room only took about a day is because it actually only could be filmed from one side. We only did half the room like it was Misfortune's room. The other half looked like the set we're on right now.
Yeah.
And so literally, even if you just turned the camera
this way
a little bit more, you're like, oh, there's our costume closet.
Yep.
Oh, there's
we probably
a wall
zoomed
that
in a
shouldn't be
shot
there.
or two where we did see things like carpet,
definitely.
things like that. Yeah. Excellent question though. Did anybody, by the way, throw out some musicals they think sound the same?
I didn't
Not important.
see too many.
Won't hurt my feelings. I was just curious. It was an interesting question, and I thought probably other people have noticed that before, the other ones too. If not, that means good for us. Hopefully we're not doing it very often. We try to make them different. We try to pick different genres, but sometimes things happen.
Not seen it. They are freaking out over you talking about Hamilton, though. So.
Oops. I did it now.
Oh, man.
Now I done it.
What do we got? 6?
I think so. Up to 6.
From Jedi Master Jirasu. Jedi Master. Am I the only one who thought the actual voice actor for Misfortune was the one singing her lines, and the person in the video was just lip-syncing her voice?
Were you just lip-syncing her voice?
I mean, I was lip-syncing because we recorded it at a different time.
It's the truth. She lip-synced. I heard it.
But You're not the only one. I was actually super, super flattered. Pretty much the day we put it up, everyone was commenting back and forth being like, oh, was this the real voice actress? Was it Gwen? Like, let's try and figure out what it was. And it was just so many people being like, it's so accurate. Like, I don't know how you did this. It was so close. And honestly, it's the magic of being able to take multiple takes and also doing your best. But it was a lot of fun. I love her voice. I think it's one of the cutest things about her. So I had a good time trying to mimic her, and I feel like that always shows. When you're having a good time, you put a little bit of extra effort in, and it's easier to put that extra effort in, and you usually get a better result. So
Okay, so before you did the voice for this musical,
yes.
could you guesstimate how many times you had to listen to certain lines?
Oh my goodness.
Were there any lines you played over and over again?
I feel like, yeah. I'm pretty sure that, like, I listened to the way she said Benjamin's name multiple times, which is funny because I didn't even do that right. Because I put a J in and she puts a Y in. Cause it's
Benjamin?
Benjamin, and I'm
That's funny.
Benjamin, like, which I feel, I don't know. It sounds...
I think it works for us, yeah.
I'm trying to remember because I played through the whole game by myself, and so I had, like, listened to her for hours. And then I know when we went to do the recording, we were, like, literally bringing up scenes to be, okay, how does she say this kind of thing? Like, when she's sad, how does her voice go? When she's, like, mad at someone, how does her voice go? Like, and we did a lot of, like, situational, like, let's find the emotion we're looking for and play that line a few times. So I know we did that. I'm trying to remember exactly what lines we really...
You know what I'm grateful for?
over.
I'm really glad the game actually does take Misfortune through so many emotions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of characters, you know, in a short game like that, you're not necessarily going to see them get angry and be really happy and be shy and then be, you know, like depressed and like she does it all. She goes all over the map with her emotions.
Definitely.
So it was actually really easy to find different scenes of the game and go like, can we try sadder? Like, let's find a scene where she's actually feeling down or her feelings have been hurt or things like that.
I feel like I remember doing this most with her moques because we do two of them in the musical. There's one at the beginning where she's like agreeing to do the game and she's like pretty happy about it. She's like, okay. And then there's another one later after Benjamin has run away from her where she's like being told to leave him alone and she's like, okay. Like it's...
That's true.
I don't know why that one sticks out so much to me, but...
It's one of those cute things she does.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
already different than other characters would say. So.
And I know a bunch of people were like, why didn't you include the, like, I'm a little lady line and the, like, yikes forever. And, like, there's a ton of lines that are just adorable when she does them, and we would have loved to include all of them.
Yeah, most of the game is adorable, so we had to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
We did try to put in certain, like, references. Even in, like, the alternate ending, I think she does yikes forever in the unicorn ending. Which didn't make the cut.
Which actually, that leads into, I was going to grab this comment from Alex Hudo, who said, are there any deleted scenes?
Deleted scenes? Why, there's exactly one deleted scene that you may already know about. We actually left the poll up to you guys on the community tab of Random Encounters. When we were making this musical, we said, which toy should Misfortune bring? And then we told everybody, remember, your choices have consequences. Which in the game, it's funny, it doesn't really make a big difference in the ending. Sorry, spoilers. But we wanted to change that for our musical. This seemed like a really good opportunity to go, this will actually matter. You will get a different ending to this whole video. Even though I guess sort of you still end up with kind of a happy ending either way. The important thing was that there's just a completely different resolution to the story if Misfortune brings, was his name Uni the Unicorn?
Yes.
I was like, it's not Corny the Unicorn, right?
Corny the Unicorn.
Yeah, Uni the Unicorn has a different ending than Stoney does. And we thought that was a really good opportunity to have the story just kind of wrap up differently. So we filmed both ways. We let you guys pick which one went into the video, and you guys picked Stoney. But there is a deleted scene of the unicorn ending instead that you can go watch on Random Encounters.
It's in the blooper video.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
it's not even its own video. It's in the bloopers.
Yes. If you go looking for Misfortune's bloopers, you'll get all of the funny things that we messed up, and then at the very end, we show you the unicorn ending. Speaking of which, Milkbud wants to know which toy we hoped they would pick.
Was there a... What were you guys hoping for?
I was hoping for Unicorn. I picked
Were you?
Unicorn when I played the game, and I think Unicorn is way cuter than Stoney.
Stoney's kind of edgy because he's blood-stained and stuff.
He literally, his
pretty
hair
dark.
is blood, guys.
It's kind of weird.
I feel like having known what both endings were, and how tight the schedule was for editing, I think I was just secretly hoping Stoney would be the winner.
I remember
because
you saying
Uni was the one that required all the dance pad arrows.
Yeah.
Spoilers if you haven't seen that ending. But that required like its own little VFX process as opposed to just throwing a stone at someone's head and them dying.
Yeah, that's an on-set stunt that you can do in 2
So
seconds.
I think I was just like, I hope they pick the one that doesn't require the work.
You know what's funny, though? Even though that's true, and I agree with you, I was just recalling that we still ended up doing visual effects work for the Stoney ending specifically. Because after, you guys just watched it, after she hits Morgo with Stoney,
That's true.
they end up burying him out in the pet cemetery. And we filmed that scene practically. Obviously, you can see the actors there on the location. But actually, the big mound of dirt in the middle, that's fake. We had a version, and it just looked like skimpy. It was anemic.
It was
there
a
wasn't much
piddly
there.
amount of dirt.
Yeah, and it was too
Yeah.
short. It looked like there's no way they buried this guy here. He was bigger than them both. So we went in post-production and went, we need to make it bigger. So we added a bunch of digital dirt, and we like fleshed out that scene a little bit to make it look more impressively. Like they definitely buried a huge dude here in the middle of the graveyard that does not belong. So yeah, still took some visual effects work in the end.
Sure did. All right. Cringicorn says Gwen is the queen of throwing heavy objects at people.
What do you think of that? That's a
was-
huge accusation.
Trying to remember how many heavy objects I've actually thrown at someone, and I'm really only remembering 2. Like I threw the rock at Morgo. I admit I did that, although
That happened.
wasn't
It's on
super
video.
heavy.
Saw it.
And I threw the chainsaw at Granny in the first Granny song.
Okay, that's 2.
Have I thrown anything else?
Yeah, usually your thing is knives. Everybody talks about how often you're
Throw
into...
ice cream at Sonic.
That.
Yeah,
I
hey,
did.
Yeah, ice cream
that's
is technically
right.
heavier than Stoney.
Yeah,
Alright,
you can
I
hear
did.
it whomp against the wall in the Sonic musical. It's like whomp. I jumped for real. I didn't want to get hit with that.
Yeah, we did that shot many times.
We did. We left a lot of ice cream all over the wall. We kept cleaning it off each take. Any other heavy things that Gwen's thrown? If you guys know of ones we're missing, go ahead and put them in the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like some of the most like popular roles you've played have been like 6. You don't throw anything in My Own Little Nightmare. You don't throw anything in Baldi's Basics, I think, ever.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, you're just into jumping rope and stealing sticks. So.
And super into the Oranguta.
Hey, you're wearing gear of the Oranguta right there.
Whoop whoop.
This is Nate's letting us down. Everybody else is wearing RE stuff today.
I decided not to wear the merch that they can't buy.
He's too cool for us. He doesn't want to support Random Encounters, but the rest of us do. If you guys want to wear Random Encounter stuff, there's a link down in the description below. Not for these shirts, though. You have to get, like, actual RE-looking stuff. Ours are super nerdy references that only, like... You have to watch a lot of Random Encounters videos to get ours, I think. But
Yeah.
I just caught myself, like... No, you can't... I'm not hanging out with Nate over here.
The chat's
Shunning
trying to figure
Nate.
out if I've ever thrown a knife. I don't
Thrown
think
a
I've
knife?
thrown a
I don't
knife,
think so.
right? I haven't been that reckless.
I don't...
I don't think
You
so.
have been in a lot more videos in the past, like, year
I know.
than you used to be. I think that's a big thing that, like, I'm still trying to get used to is I think of you in the old parts.
It's
you know,
true.
in, like, past years.
I
But-
feel like I used to get like one musical a year that was like
Yeah.
my musical, and now it's like, so Gwen's been in every musical since December.
Yeah.
Is that true? I wasn't.
You didn't show up in Mr. Hop.
Yeah, but I sang it.
That's true. That's it's a kind of big part of that.
Have I been in every single? No, I wasn't in God of War. I was not in God of
that's
War
right.
at all.
Yeah. Mr. Meowth got in that one and you didn't.
Well,
Oh.
he made a better Kratos than
Because
I
you
did.
can't take off your shirt and paint your chest. You can. We
Not-
can't put it on YouTube.
Not easily, no.
It's not a good idea.
The other suggestion is that I may have thrown some shade at some point. I'm not sure how heavy
She
that
does
is,
that all
though.
the time. But that's true. It's light shade.
I'll
Oh,
pass
is it
that
my
off.
turn? Is
I
it?
don't know.
Is it my
I think
turn?
it's Gwen's. But...
Is it?
What?
I
She
thought I
just read the
heard
Gwen
that.
throwing the objects.
Oh, you're
we
right. She
rolled.
did.
Yeah, that was hers. So it's back to me.
Oh, I threw some bread in Sims as well.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And a pie in Cooking Mama, but
And-
that barely counts.
And you had a knife in both of those. So yeah, knives and Gwen are probably the bigger thing than throwing stuff at people.
That's true.
In Cookie Mama, though, the knife was against you. It was against you, Gwendolyn. That knife was against you. Okay, Doggo person 626. Misfortune did not throw Stoney. Stoney got offended when Mr. Voice called him ugly and just leaped out of his hands into Morgo's
He
face.
yeeted himself.
Yes, I think that might be true. It looks like she throws him, but I like to believe that she believes Stoney was like, let me at him, and she just like lost her grip on Stoney. I think Stoney just wanted
That
to
sounds
fight.
like the accurate description of events.
Because, like, in the game, when Stoney gets called out by the hamster for a dance battle, she can't, like, stop him anymore.
Oh, no,
She's
Stoney,
like,
no.
Yeah, I can't stop him. He has to do this now.
true.
So I think that's exactly what happened when he wanted to fight Morgo, too. Is leap from her hands into his face.
It does make sense. And honestly, if some like nasty skull thing walked into a room and called me ugly, I'd be like, excuse you?
There you go. And you leap from someone's hands?
Exactly. And tackle that skull dude.
Yeah!
Forget all fear. I've been called ugly.
Yeah. I like that. That's good. All right, you're on question. Comment number 2. We only have one more in our top 10.
Actually, on this one.
What?
That's that one.
Oh, did I skip one?
Yeah. Well, you didn't skip it. You just.
I misread. I
Yes.
did the number thing.
Number
incorrectly.
3 from Abby Brittain. Okay, to be honest, it's kind of like a cover of Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid. Is it?
Is it?
So I feel like I get this one a little.
Oh,
if you
okay.
listen to like the verses and you listen to like the opening of Poor Unfortunate Souls, so like I admit sometimes I've really been nasty.
yeah, okay, all right. All right.
I hear it and I'm like, I'm not even that mad about it because I
No.
feel like Poor Unfortunate Souls is one of the best Disney villain songs in my opinion.
Sure.
I'm sure other people think other things.
It's
And
hard to deny that it's good.
It's
so.
really good and it's really
Huh.
sassy and it's really like it's got so much character, it's got like so much drive. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
take any offense to being like we put a little bit of sass and character and drive into this and it sounds a little the same.
Okay, so I hadn't heard that really that comparison, but I do know that when we sent Greg the track, when he first listened to it, he sent me back a message and said, "I love this because it reminds me of these classic Disney villain songs. It has all that like attitude and gusto of like a good bad guy singing their song, and it let him sink his teeth into a really meaty like part where he got to be full of attitude and things like that." I think maybe he saw that comparison because that song is one of those Disney classic villain songs where she just chews the scenery throughout it.
She really does.
Yeah.
I love it.
Huh.
I love it so much.
So Stupendium's with you. I missed it, but I think now I'm with you too. I can see that. Interesting. It's amazing what you don't see in your own projects, right?
There are certainly other projects that are closer resembling to Disney songs.
Mickey Mouse has ears everywhere. Literally.
Yeah, sometimes we wear them.
Sorry, if anyone's wondering what I'm doing over here constantly.
There's a cat.
The cat joined us, so I had to like move everything.
cat.
And now she's like attacking my phone.
Oh, I wish she would just like
She's being a-
scoot over here.
If you hold this, I could bring her on stream.
Sure, let's bring her on stream.
That doesn't have much leeway. I
Ow,
don't know how she's
hold it
gonna
out
feel
like
it.
that.
I'm like, this cat is never on stream.
I
It's always
know.
get your
This
meow
is the
thing.
little void.
There it is.
What's going on over here?
Oh, you. Now she's
Everyone
like,
say
she's
hi
like,
to
I want to
Doggo.
leave now.
I
leave
didn't
now.
want to be on camera. I just wanted to sit
It's because
off
we usually
camera.
keep our door closed while we stream, so the
Yeah.
cats aren't in here. But,
Yeah, but it's
AC left
hot.
the door open.
Irene Reed in the chat today
Oh.
asked, why didn't Miss Fortune throw glitter more? I mean, she did it once when saying happiness to the corpse, but
Uh-huh.
I would have liked it better if there was more glitter. Why didn't we throw more glitter?
That's a fair comment, Irene. I get you. I think it's cute when she does it in the game. So why didn't we throw more
I feel
glitter?
like it has to fit into the song. And if there was no good spot in the song for her to do it, then it didn't seem like she would do it.
I'm honestly trying to think of what she would have thrown glitter on that made it into our song. And I'm like, I don't think she throws it on the ritual that Benjamin has.
No.
I don't think that she throws it on the graves or anything.
No, or the fox repellent. She's not even sure she wants that to begin with.
No.
Although she does find the gold box, which she thinks has eternal happiness in it. So that would be the closest moment, which is weirdly in the same spot she throws glitter later.
Yeah, I will say though, so our can of glitter was very messy. So unlike in the game where it just kind of seems to disappear, because magic of a video game,
We all know glitter doesn't disappear.
it doesn't disappear. And
It never goes away.
It's near impossible to clean back up. We were still finding glitter in our yard like a month later after we had filmed. And so I can't really imagine having thrown it more times and like trying to make sure we get the shot before there's so much glitter on the ground that you know it's
can
already
tell.
happened so many times. Or
I can
like,
almost guarantee I can go out and find it right now. I could still find glitter out there and bring it back and show you guys on stream. I think it's easy to say basically there was no practical reason to ever throw out more because it would take so much work to get rid of it again for a second take. So we just generally didn't throw glitter on things. If we'd found a really good moment in the song where it's like, oh man, she should really throw some glitter here, then we totally would have done it. And obviously we did find a spot where we thought it was super appropriate. So we did it in that one spot, but it just didn't make sense to do it more, especially for all the work it'd take to clean it up.
I agree.
Yee.
I agree.
But that's a good question still. And I am with you. I like it when she throws glitter, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vanikia Smith commented, "We ain't gonna talk about how fresh and smooth Benjamin's slide was! Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark. It was pretty fresh."
We were
Thanks,
talking
guys.
about how fresh and smooth it was when we watched it at the beginning of the stream when we played it.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, look at that slide.
Yeah, it is. There were a couple, it was a really slidey floor. Like, it was polished down pretty good. And that costume with the tail and stuff made it really easy to, like, scoot. So, yeah, that was, like, the easiest way to get really quickly under there was just make a nice big slide and just glide, into her little fort. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see in the bloopers, though, he didn't, like, glide every time.
I'm pretty sure I tripped on one of them. I think I stabbed somebody on one
You
of
tried
them.
to, you almost...
Yeah, he almost took out my face with his staff at some point. He didn't, which is
Didn't.
great.
Didn't
Nobody
happen.
got hurt on this. Well, you twisted an ankle, I feel like. But nobody got
It
stabbed.
happens.
Nobody got seriously, grievously
There was no
injured.
bloodshed.
No.
Strangely enough, Misfortune seems like the kind of project where you would have some bloodshed. Not when we made a musical about it. So. Yeah.
It's because we're good at our jobs.
We're pretty safe. I think safety is a reasonable concern we have.
Yeah, I was gonna say I twisted my ankle, not even like doing anything strenuous. I don't even know like how. So playing Morgo, I had like 1 foot tall like platform shoes. I wore them as the heavy as well to give me height over AJ, who played the medic. And I think I was just walking across the room to like I don't know, get a drink or set something down, and I just like slipped under me. I was like ah!
Is that where you almost took out the set over here?
Yeah, I like, fell into the set, and I'm like I wasn't even doing anything. Like I don't know how it even happened, but
Yeah, I do remember
it wasn't
that.
like anything permanent. Like my ankle hurt for like a couple days, but
Yeah. But yeah, those shoes are not...
it's weird because I was actually doing strenuous stuff as like the heavy when I wore those.
Yeah, you clomped
and nothing
those.
happened. So
Yeah, maybe that was your
I
confidence.
think it's because there was carpet. I think
yeah.
outside it was pavement. On set over here it was a floor.
yeah.
But offset this way it was carpet.
Carpeting, yeah.
Yeah.
Once
Either
you
way.
go down in those, it's not easy to get back up.
No,
either.
and it's not easy to recover either. Like,
Yeah.
you fall.
Yeah. Big fall, big oof. But you made it. You lived.
I'm alive for now.
Yeah, your ankle was back to normal.
I have somehow lost the comment, and I apologize. I think this was done by the 30 Roses, I think, if I'm remembering the name correctly. And they asked, did we make this musical because of a comment that we received or for some other reason?
Probably several comments, actually. I'm fairly certain Misfortune is one that people were definitely asking for. But there's more than one reason.
There's
Isn't there?
always more than one reason.
There's more than one reason, right?
Yeah, so yes, a lot of you commented about it, and we pay attention to that. Also, we had previously done Franbo, which is made by the same company that makes Little Misfortune. And so we were already kind of aware that they made cool games and that it might be something we'd be interested in covering again. And then once the game was out and playable, both Asia and I really, really loved the character of Little Misfortune, thought she was adorable, thought she was well worth getting her own musical. And then we were like, we have all the things we need to make it. So we have the right actors, we have the right locations, we can totally do this.
We were actually stalking the game before people were asking for it because of that reason. We saw the initial like launch trailers and stuff that they were putting out going, here, we're making a new game about this little girl and she causes bad luck to befall things and stuff. So we were watching, we were hearing her voice way back then going, she'd be adorable. This would make a great musical. And then when we got closer, deciding when to make it was kind of based on your comments.
Yeah.
So enough people were starting to come out of the woodwork going, hey, have you guys seen this? This would be really cool. We're like, cool, now's the time. And it was competing, I think, with, there were a couple that we were looking at. Goose Game we were looking at that point.
Goose Game was popular at that point.
Mr. Hop's Playhouse was already out, and people were talking about that.
Yes.
So I think even Granny 2,
Granny
actually.
2 was out at that time.
Yeah, Chapter 2 of Granny had already launched too. So deciding what order to do a bunch of those projects in was interesting, and Misfortune actually got launched first. That was the first one on our list, probably because you guys were asking strongly and because we knew we could pull it off.
Mm-hmm. And oddly, I feel like it was our plan at that point to kind of do all three of those ones that we were considering back to back to back to back, which we managed to do with Granny, and then had to delay Goose a little bit in order to get our wonderful Goose. We had some scheduling issues with her, but it was amazing. So, I think we're on to.
Do I get to do the last
I'm pretty
one?
sure you get to do the last one.
Oh boy! Oh, this is a big one. This is a beefy comment.
Chonky boy.
Yeah. Alrighty, here. Bear with me here. This comment was left by EMDF7, which is electromotive diesel train engine, apparently.
That's a very sentient train engine.
Yeah, or maybe that's the type of electromotive diesel train engine. RE, hey Stupendium, can you help us? Stupendium. Of course. I'm sorry, I have to do his, of course, with what? That's my British voice. RE.
We're sorry to the Stupendium. You can correct us later.
Well, we need someone with a scary narrator voice with a British accent. Stupendium. Sounds right up my alley. Count me in. And we say, RE, also, you'll be hit with a rock. Stupendium. Wait, what? Accurate.
Yeah.
That's basically how it went.
This is exactly how we
That's
ask
the
our
conversation.
co-stars.
That is the conversation we had. Was just kind of tweeting over to him privately, hey, Mr. Stupendium, would you like to do a voice? Because we have a perfect role for you. And he said, of course. What is it? And we said, it's this. And he said, I would love to do one of those because I've been watching that game as well. And I just can't fit it into my schedule. But I'd be so happy to get to play a character on somebody else's channel. So I feel like I've still gotten to do something with this game. So it actually worked really nicely between us both to be like, hey, we both like the game. And we have a spot in our schedule. And you can come over and do the voice for it.
Come
over.
Come over, being a very loose term, because he lives in England. So, yeah, he sent us the recordings. But they were very good recordings and much more in-depth than I was even expecting.
Yeah. He is, A, amazing to work with, B, incredibly talented, and C, we would not usually get the chance to work with someone that lives in England, except on a role exactly like this, where all we need is a fantastic voice, which he can supply, and we can do all the other work of putting it into all the right places and filming everything on our end. So I'm really, really glad this opportunity came up, and I'm really glad he said yes.
Hey, let's talk about The Rock really quick, though.
If
If we throw this rock at him, no. If we hit the Stupendium with The Rock, would he have been okay?
The Stupendium? Yes. The Rock is right there. Dwayne Johnson!
Yeah, I'm like, he's on the stream.
Stoney's right behind us. He's made of styrofoam, so he doesn't actually hurt really that much.
Plus, I think you had a mask on.
I had a mask on as well. I think I had two, technically, because I had, like, the under mesh, like, you know, to black out my face. And then the skeleton over it. So it's like, I could feel it hit me.
Yeah.
But it was like, it just doesn't hurt. You just feel it hit you.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember right now whether I'm remembering something from Plants vs. Zombies or this one, where I chucked something at somebody and they didn't even feel it, and we had to do it again, but harder.
Because
that sounds like Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it does.
But I feel like, as light as some of the things are that we throw at each other, most of the time, you may or may not actually notice that you've been hit.
Except for the
Except
chainsaw.
the
chainsaw
blood.
in his face. That was solid enough. Nate could tell he'd been hit with
Oh,
it.
sorry.
But yeah, so as much fun as it would have been to actually have Greg come to America and film on set with us, we were just delighted to even have his voice, recorded and sent over across the Atlantic Ocean to us. Maybe another time we'll get him in an actual video physically.
Ooh.
Not during the pandemic.
When
it's
it
gonna
is
have to wait a
safe
little.
to travel. Yeah.
Yes, but
I
one
think that'd be
day,
great.
or maybe we'll go in a video for him. That'd be fun too.
If he wants.
Who knows?
I don't know. We have to get invited for those kind of things.
That's true. You don't just invite yourself on people's channels.
How much,
Here I am.
how much force would it take to throw the rock from our house to him all the way
You need to launch it into
All right,
space.
we
I
need
think.
some scientists.
Space.
Do a space
How much
landing.
force does it take to throw a styrofoam ball from California?
Would it be
to
easier to
London?
launch it from California across the states to there, or to launch it across the Pacific Ocean to the other side?
I don't
I'm
know.
fairly certain by the time we get to the correct amount of force, this thing burns up.
I agree. I don't think it can be done. So I think this is a moot question. I don't think Stoney would actually reach it.
Agreed.
Yeah, sadly.
So how about we go to
Mail him instead.
Moonshine the Dragon Girl,
Hey, Moonshine, what's going on?
who wants to know what was the hardest part to film? Was it getting under the blanket at the end?
That was a little bit more complicated than I would expect it to be. Actually, getting the camera under the blanket to film Morgo approaching us was pretty hard. Because of, again, as Gwen said at the very beginning of this, we only decorated half the room as a set. So once you're filming from under a pillow fort and trying to get just the right angle to get Morgo in it, get us in it, fit it under a blanket, but also not see the rest of the room that was pretty complicated, I think. What other parts were difficult? Any other more difficult parts?
I'm trying to think.
I really feel like this was one of the easier shoots in general.
It was pretty
Okay,
straightforward.
for me, on a very personal level, crossing the road was difficult because I kept forgetting the words, or I would go to the wrong spot because I wasn't allowed to look at where the camera was, or I was supposed to put the object in my pocket and I kept forgetting to do that. And we had to film it twice because we weren't sure at what point what exactly the ending was going to be at that point.
Yeah.
So we filmed it all once with Stoney and filmed it all again with Uni the Unicorn. And I don't remember which one we did first, but by the end, I'm just thinking, like, can we be done? I know I forgot to put it in my pocket again, but can we just fix it in post or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some people have like a breaking point when they're acting, where it's just something they just can't, it's a hump they can't get over. And for Gwen, I think that was the perfect combination of like, I can't remember the words well enough, I can't remember how to skip well enough, I can't remember where my mark is to stay on camera in the right spots when I like drop it and bend over, and I can't remember to put it in my pocket when I'm done. I can't even remember which thing I'm supposed to be holding. So yeah, that combination was like an actor breaking moment for Gwen of being like, I can't do all these things.
It was just so many things to keep track of. Like, I'm listening to a voice in the sky, I'm skipping, I'm dropping something, I'm picking it back up, I'm saying these words at this point, and I'm stopping right here in front of the camera, but not exactly in front of the camera.
I also
That's the wrong
assumed
spot.
playback wasn't the easiest to hear as well.
Wasn't it in my pocket?
It might have been.
Was it? Because I feel like I was next to you pretty close as well.
Yeah, you might have been. Let's not also forget, this is being filmed on an actual street.
Yes.
So it's never far from your mind. Like, your parents have always told you, don't play in the street, kids. So no matter how old you are, when you stop and, like, drop things in the middle of the road and, like, sing a song to yourself, it's always in your head, a car might come kill me. So I don't recommend other people doing that. As adults, we were trying to keep track of traffic.
We also had a good vision of the road, to
We
be
did.
fair. It
Yeah.
was, like, a not as used road because it's out in the middle
Yeah.
of, like, nowhere.
But it's just an extra
But there
distraction.
were cars, so...
Yeah, it's just one more thing that you're kind of like, it's hard to get out of the back of your mind. I'm doing this in a dangerous spot where a car could hit me. So there's a lot going on there.
I really love that we started out the answer to this question with, I think this was pretty easy. And now we're like, but we played in the street, kids. And also we did this and we did
We only
this.
named 2 scenes. There were just like 2,
It's
and it's
true.
really just 2 shots almost.
Yeah, the rest of it really was
Yeah.
very simple. Like, the words weren't hard to remember. I didn't even have to say most
I
of
was
them.
gonna say, most of it was
are
Greg's.
listening to a voice in the sky and being
That's
like,
true.
oh, you said that? Okay.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it was an incredibly fun and smooth shoot, I think, for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah, not many hard shots in this.
I really enjoyed getting the circus shot.
Which was that was a little tricky, but it wasn't like once we just rolled it, we were fine.
Yeah.
But we were lucky to have a circus in town.
Woo woo.
You would think that'd be like visual effects stuff. It's the kind of thing that people have to do visual effects for. We would do visual effects for normally.
There's technically one
Opportunity
visual
knocked.
effect, obviously, in that shot. We put the name Phantasmagoria on
yeah.
top of the circus tent.
No, we actually had Phantasmagoria.
The
in our
real
town.
thing in our
What?
town.
Yes.
Phantasmagoria! Oh, I'm so excited to go there.
I don't remember how she talks. You have to do that.
I have always wanted to go to Phantasmagoria.
No, I like it when you do it. You
I
should
can't.
get more.
I can't do it.
I'm a little late.
Guys, what should we make AJ say in Misfortune's
in my Misfortune
voice?
voice?
Oh.
My misfortune voice is rotten. It's bad.
It's wonderful.
It's bad. You just heard some of it. It's bad. I'm a little lady.
You don't look like one.
I am a
You look like
lady.
a big dude.
I play one on YouTube sometimes.
Chloe wants to know if I actually sprayed myself with the fox repellent.
Did you?
I did.
You did?
I did that.
That's a good question.
It wasn't too terrible because it was outside, so honestly the wind took most of it away. But I do remember distinctly smelling like that perfume for about a day.
Do you know what the perfume is?
I'm trying to remember. It's one of Ariana Grande's. Wow, I can't talk today. Ariana Grande's perfumes.
Cool.
I want to say it was called like
It's fancy stuff.
Fancy
Scent.
Fancy.
I could Google it.
Yeah.
I could
I don't
find the
know.
bottle.
It had a puff ball and it was like purpley pink, and I want to say it had some kind of like magical-ish name.
It just looked really good.
It did.
Yeah.
Although so when we went to see it in the store, we like saw the sample bottle, and the sample bottle was like this big and like absolutely perfect to have this like little kid hold with both hands. Little kid, me.
Was it called Moonlight?
Yes.
Moonlight.
I was thinking it was
yes.
like midnight, moonlight, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Moonlight.
And when we got
moonlight.
the box, it seemed big enough to hold that bottle. And then when I opened the box,
It was all packaging.
All packaging.
A lie.
It was the little bottle
It's like when
this.
you open a bag of chips
I
and
know.
like half of it's
Like-
air, you're like,
I'm like, what is going on?
Thanks for the air with a couple potato chips in it, ruining my
yeah.
clean air.
And I looked it up. We could have gotten a bottle that was the size of the sample bottle. It would have been 4 times as expensive or something. It was going to be
It's
a
like
little much for a
$100,
prop.
$200 bottle or something stupid
Yeah.
like that.
Apparently,
yeah.
we got the good stuff.
it's,
We
it's
just wanted it
sitting
to
in our
look right.
garage, so.
Yeah, Ariana Grande is gonna watch this like live stream and be like, "Oh, can't believe you wasted my perfume." That's how she talks, by the way.
She
It's totally
talks
how she
like-
talks like
I said I smelled like it for a
Applegate.
day.
no,
That's how it's
like Naomi the cow, like moolah.
Oh no.
I don't think that's
I don't
how
think
she talks.
I've met her. She doesn't talk like that.
I was gonna say.
I have first person experience. She doesn't talk like that.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Yeah.
watching the chat still. We have approximately 3 minutes.
3.
So we've actually managed to use up our hour pretty darn fast.
Hey,
Um,
time flies when you're having fun. When you're sweating like a hog. Maybe that too.
Penelope's over here dead.
I saw this poor cat over here sprawled out on the floor.
I was telling AJ this before the stream. Like, our AC works downstairs. Granted, we can't film downstairs because upstairs is where our set is.
Yeah.
I don't know why the cats decided we need to be where the humans are. We need to be with them. I'm like, cats, go downstairs. Or
it's cold.
She's
you can
laying
just lay
over
on the
here. She's like,
floor. Yeah, she's like, it's so hot. And I'm like, then go downstairs. It's like 10 feet away. I don't know what they're doing. At least go in the bathroom over here where it's like
Tile floor.
so it'll be colder than
that's
like.
what Mr. Meows is
I
doing.
was gonna say he's like sprawled out over there. He's like, oh, there's just chill on my belly. I don't know what she's doing over here. Clearly, she's not as hot as I am.
Accepting her fate.
The chat agrees that you need to say yikes forever.
Yikes forever. Okay, so she's
You're up.
all like, she says things like, I'm a little lady. I'm like, okay. And yikes forever. Yikes forever. Yikes forever. It sounds so stupid. There's a reason I didn't get cast for this. Nate, you want to do it better?
No.
Yikes forever.
That sounds like May.
I know.
like it's like-
Yikes forever.
You need to be like a little bit less enthusiastic. Like,
Wait. There were instructions here. Somebody gave us instructions in the comments.
somebody did. All right.
Christy Diaz gave me a tutorial here. Hold your breath. Make your voice very high.
Am I supposed
Make
to
it
stop?
a
holding
little
my
lower
breath?
sometimes. Especially in Yikes Forever, she says. Accent, please. Accent, please. Practice with Yikes Forever. Yikes Forever. Yikes Forever. Yikes Forever.
I'm a little
Yikes
lady.
Forever.
Yikes
I'm a little
forever.
lady. Yeah,
You're
Yikes
like-
Forever.
I'm against you, Russell.
I'm against you, Russell. Yikes Forever. It's gotten better. I think it's improved.
I
got better.
It's sliding
I think these
sideways.
instructions are useless.
No, I tried. I gave it my
All right,
best.
everybody rate his Yikes Forever on a
Rate
scale
my
of 1
yikes
to 10.
forever.
Yikes forever. Oh, it's so bad. Oh. I can't live with it. It's too bad.
Becoming like a grandma.
All right, delete the stream.
Into exile, I must go.
Press F for
It's like
me.
the SpongeBob meme. I'm a head out.
Yeah, right? It's so bad. Wow. Oof, I thought I could do better than that. I think sometimes I do better than that, but that was terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Ouch. Well, that's why I play Benjamin, not...
That was
Misfortune.
1,000 out of 10.
Oh.
Or perhaps
you
4
you
out of
guys.
10.
4 out of 10 sounds accurate.
10 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 3 out
I'm
of 10.
getting mixed
5.
signals
A lot of
here.
3s and 4s.
Let's all just agree. It's like an 11 out of 10.
I think you have a pretty good average still,
Give it
though, with
that.
that 1,000 out of 10.
I
Whatever.
know. Right? It's really hooking me up here with a better score.
Yeah.
Woof. Okay, well, I'm not going to voice Misfortune just in general, I think. Well,
Nah.
she has so many good lines, though. I'm jealous.
I know.
Right?
I
I'm
feel like the writing on that game is honestly one of its like prime selling points. She maintains being charming
Uh-huh.
and funny and really like you want her not to die. You like her
Yeah,
so
right?
much. And it's like
All right, so let's do favorite
It's okay.
line. And we'll play it with you guys, too. Favorite line that she says, if you played the game or even just watched her musical, your favorite line from Misfortune that you've ever heard. Let us know what it is. Do you want to go first or last?
I have never played the game. I know very little about it.
okay, well, Nate's favorite is definitely quiet little butt crack. That is
There's
Nate's
a line where
favorite
she
line.
swears, too, right?
Oh, and she swears a couple times. Mr. Voice even tells her not to, which is funny because he's like a weird demon thing. But
Yeah. He's like, Misfortune.
I think one of my favorites that I actually do say a lot is, ooh, fancy. I like that one a lot.
I do believe we say that a lot around the house.
Yeah.
I used to say it all the time. I don't say it as much since the musical came out, but...
I'm pretty sure my favorite is I'm a little ninja lady.
That's pretty adorable.
A little ninja
She's
lady.
great. She is great. This character is fantastic. I would actually have fun if they ever made a second one, but I don't even know how they would do that. Not to get into spoilers from the game, so. But I don't know how they would do it, so. But if they ever wanted to, or a spin-off or something, I'd play it. It'd be
All
fun.
right. I'm seeing some people mentioning Nate's favorite line, quiet little butt crack.
Quiet little butt crack.
I'm seeing a
good.
lot of yikes forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of happiness to the corpse, which I just need to point out is not in the game.
She doesn't do that in the game.
Oh.
She does throw glitter on a corpse in the game, though.
She does. And it does get happier, I
Yeah,
think.
that was in our live stream on this channel, I'm pretty sure.
This person says their favorite is everything I touch breaks. What's wrong with me?
Oh, that was so sad.
It is sad.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other thing she says. Oh, I like that in a fox. That's one.
Oh, I like that in a fox.
I love that one too.
I like that in a fox.
Yeah, she's hilarious. Like, hats off to her voice actor too, or actress. She's fantastic. She does an amazing job.
Literally everyone that's quoting our musical right now, I love you. You're so good. Thank you so much for
It
being
is
that
really
complimentary
flattering.
to us.
Yeah, knowing how good the actual game is, and yet somehow some of the lines that we threw out there too were just as fun. So.
There's a lot of happiness to the corpse and
Oh no, I only found a lot of crappiness.
Oh, that is a bummer.
yes.
Wah, wah.
So thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming to the stream today. We had a lot of fun. Even though it was like sweltering up here, like you guys made it a lot more enjoyable than being up here doing literally anything else. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining us today. Please come back on Friday. I don't know what we're gonna be playing yet. It's gonna be a
I don't know.
surprise.
We don't
They've
know.
been asking in the chat.
big
They've
secret.
been interrogating our moderators, trying
Oh,
to figure
you
out
thought
if
our moderators
they know.
were already
I hate
informed.
to break it to you, our moderators don't know until you do, generally.
Yeah, we don't actually share these things because we don't know usually ourselves often.
Yeah.
Until like the day before. So yeah, we're still making that decision up. So click the notification bell down there and the subscription button. Make sure you're getting notifications on your phone or device so that you can find out as soon as we know, because we'll put it up, like I said, about a day before with a premiere, and you'll know exactly on Thursday sometime what we're going to be playing on Friday this week. And we'd love to have you there no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Because we still have fun, way more fun when you guys join us. We still have
Absolutely.
fun even if you don't. to be
If
honest.
this is your first stream over here on Replayed, go ahead and subscribe just to get more of streams like this. We're going to do one of these once a month on a Tuesday, and we also stream games every single Friday, and they're worth it. We hang out, we have a lot of fun.
We do.
These guys crack a lot of weird jokes.
We do.
I have trouble not laughing. It's
You do.
great. So come join us for all of those things. We would love to have you.
And if you enjoyed the comments today, please give us a little tip by hitting the like button down there. That's always helpful. Make sure YouTube knows people actually do come to these. It's not a bunch of robots. People are really here in the chat. Yeah, YouTube does pay attention to some of those things. So if you don't mind, just hit the like button when you're done with the stream today. And let YouTube know that we were real. We showed up and did our own stream all by ourselves.
Woo!
And that's it. That's it. Again, merch links are down below, and Patreon links are down below. So if you want to sponsor our musicals and our replayed streams, you can go do that on Patreon. A lot of people are already doing it, and we thank them every Friday for it. It's time to go, I think.
Oh.
It's time to go someplace cooler.
Like
work
downstairs.
We still have 60 seconds stuff
Like
downstairs.
Vegas. Oh,
Oh, that would be cool.
somewhere
That
cooler.
would be really cool. Hawaii, maybe. Tokyo. I'd like to go to I'd like to go anywhere other than our house, but I can't right now.
Oh,
Pluto?
Womp womp.
sure, it'd definitely be colder than that.
That would be a lot colder.
Space while we're at it.
We're gonna just keep it to someplace downstairs where there's AC working. But thank you guys again. We'll see you on Friday. Beard salute. Woo!